Good morning, students. Continuing chapter Principles of Management. Last class we discussed scientific management principles given by F.W. Taylor. Taylor also suggested some techniques of scientific management. This is what we will cover in today's class. Techniques used in scientific management, starting from functional foremanship, mental revolution we discussed before, the change of attitude of managers and workers toward each other, as both of them need each other for the successful results or success of the organization. Then standardization and simplification of work we will talk about, and we'll also talk about work study. Under work study we have 4 types of study that we will discuss, and also differential piece wages system. Let us start with functional foremanship. See, foreman is the operational level manager. Okay, so operational level, see, Taylor is basically, as we discussed, he formed these principles for the factory system. And in factories, there are foremen, there are operational managers who directly who directly contact the workers. So they are basically link between the managers and the workers, these foremen. So they play a very important role on the factory shop floor where the production is going on. So Taylor believed that this guy is very important, so he should have all the qualities of good foreman. That is, he should be honest, intelligent, grit, he should be tactful, his judgment power should be very good, educated, and production expert also. And Taylor said it's difficult that a single person possesses all these traits. So what he suggested under functional foremanship technique is he said planning and execution should be separated. Okay, so he said there are 8 types of specialized professionals, for each under planning and execution, who keep a watch on all workers to extract optimal performance. So what he said that one person cannot do all these jobs, so he suggested we should separate planning and execution work. So different heads under planning and different heads under execution should be there. You know, at execution is operational level, who will really work on the factory floor or the shop floor we call it. So it is the extension of principle of division of work and specialization to the shop floor. That means a person who knows this job can be done in this manner should be given that work. Okay, so that specialization comes. Now let us see. So factory manager here is foreman, and there should be 2 types of in charge under him. One is planning and one is production. People who are, educated, their intelligent quotient is high. All such people should be planning in charge, right? So this is what he suggested. Under planning, he said there should be 4. That is, first instruction card clerk, then time and cost clerk, route clerk, disciplinarian. And under production, again, 4 heads should be there: gang boss, speed boss, repair boss, and inspector. So under all these 8 heads, the workers will work. So quite an interesting thing. Yeah. So this is what Taylor suggested, so that efficiency can be brought, and whatever materials are there, maximum output can be brought. from it. Now let us see what these 8 guys roles are. Now, planning in charge starting from root clerk. Root clerk will specify the exact sequence and route of production. Like suppose it's a factory where bottles are getting manufactured, right? Or maybe notebooks are getting manufactured. So what will be the exact sequence and route of production? This guy will explain, and workers will have to follow his instruction. Then instruction card clerk, he is responsible for drafting instructions for the workers. Okay, so this is what he should. Then time and cost clerk means he will prepare a time and cost sheet for the job, that how much time will be taken to complete this activity, and how much cost will be involved in the same. So all this work will be done by this time and cost clerk. Then shop disciplinarian, he should, as the name suggests, he will ensure discipline and enforcement of rules and regulations among the workers. It should not be there like people are not working or they are not following the rules. Okay, they are taking extra breaks. All those things will be taken care by this person. Now coming to production in charges. And again, 4 people are there. Gang boss, he is responsible for keeping tools and machines ready for operation. Then speed boss, he is responsible for timely and accurate completion of job. Repair boss, to ensure proper working conditions of tools and machines. Like, so that there should not be any obstruction for the workers to, when they are in production activity, they are involved in production activity. So all these things should be ready for them. And then comes the inspector. His work is to check the quality of the work. How's the output? Mnemonic is very interesting. I just for you guys to remember dirty girls, though girls are not dirty, but just to remember this, you can uh, remember this mnemonic, wherein D stands for disciplinaire, I instruction clerk, then R for root clerk, T is time and cost clerk, why I've made it red, you don't, it's silent, nothing is there. Okay, and G is gang boss, I inspector, repair boss, S is speed boss, L again red, so nothing is there. So total 8 people. So you should remember these planning and production in charge and what function they perform. Just one line for each. Next one, standardization and simplification of work. See, in any organization, right, if work is being standardized, the method of doing that work is standardized and simplified, okay, so it will give the phenomenal results. So standardization refers to developing standards for every business activity. For example, standardization of process, raw material, time product, machinery methods, and working conditions. You must have visited these McDonald's or any kind, Domino's. Yeah, it's there in Lagos as well. Yeah, so what do we see? There's some standardized process which is to be followed to make uh, something as simple as burger. One person is responsible for just bringing out the buns, what we call them, buns. Then the other one, that cutlet, he will fry the cutlet, the other person will cut the salad, and then other person will assemble it. And so raw material process, every time, and the time, how much time it will should take to prepare one burger, what machinery, methods, everything, working condition, the cleanliness of the place, everything is standardized. Wherever you go in McDonald's, any outlet, you'll find these standardized processes are followed, right? And what is the objective of the standardization? First is to reduce given product line to fixed type, sizes, and characteristics. Okay, to establish interchangeability of manufactured parts and products, to establish standard of excellence in quality in materials. Yeah, so whatever quality is there, they're the best when it comes to fries and other stuff. Yes, and to establish standard of performance of men and machine. So all these things comes under standardization. What is simplification? Simplification refers to eliminating superfluous variety of product or service. Suppose you start one cafe, right? And there you are in your menu card, you just tend to offer 50 kind of, milkshakes, something like that. And you will notice that it is not you see, when you're offering 50 kinds of different kinds of milkshake, you need to maintain the inventory, the raw material, because the your product range is too much diversified. Okay, so simplification says, Taylor said under simplification, it should, unnecessary diversity of products should not be there. Why? Because it will add on to cost. Okay, so he says diversification should be unnecessary diversity of products should be eliminated. It will result in saving of cost of labor, machines and tools. It leads to fuller utilization of equipment and increase in turnover also. Faster it will be, right? Suppose in a factory, bottles are getting produced. If you are producing, 100 kinds of different bottles at the same time, it will be difficult, right? You need to maintain again the material, maybe spare parts will be different. Like in case of cars, any company, they will offer you 4 5, maximum 4 5 colors, right? Not more than that. And why do they? Unnecessary increase. They want to eliminate unnecessary diversity. So what it implies, it reduces inventories, fuller utilization of equipment, and increasing turnover. So this was standardization and simplification of work. Now work study. Under work study, there are 4 kinds of studies: motion, time, fatigue, and method. Let's start with method study. As we studied in one of the principles, that is science, not rule of thumb. Yeah. So what does it mean? One best method of doing things. So Taylor suggested that management should find out one best method to perform a task. Its aim is to minimize the cost of production and maximize the quality and satisfaction of the customer. For designing a car, the assembly line production will need to decide the sequence of operations, place of men, machines, and raw materials. So proper method, standardized method has to be designed or developed to complete the task. This is method study. Coming to motion study. See, sometimes I give you a task of bringing something from the admin office down. There are several stairs and ways wherein you can reach admin office. So if any person wants to waste time and want to relax, he will take the longest way. So that means unnecessary movements he is making, right, which will make the job delayed, right? So motion study says that first you need to, study the basic movements like lifting, putting objects, changing position, sitting, which are undertaken while doing a typical job. Okay, and in recent time, videography is used to identify different motions, right? People can watch like how these guys are working and how we can reduce their unnecessary movements so that they become more productive, right? So the objective of the motion study is to eliminate the unnecessary movements that it takes less time to complete the job efficiently, right? Now, talking about time study. Technique of time study determines the standard time needed to perform a well-defined job. Suppose to bring something from the admin office should not take more than 4 minutes. Going, coming back, talking to the in charge there. And the standard time is fixed for the whole task by readings and observations. Teacher has already seen that, okay, it doesn't take more than that. So following, this is what time study states. Following can this if you follow can be determine number of workers to be employed, incentive schemes, labor cost, right? So all these time study will help you to determine all these things. That this much time is taken to prepare or to produce these many units. So how many people would be required if we want X units to be produced? Now the fatigue study. See, when workers are working, or we are working, you are studying. So any person has, fatigue factor. You get tired as a human being. You cannot be working 24/7. So fatigue study is aimed at determining the amount and frequency of rest intervals. So after maybe study of 1 or 2 hours, you need 15 minutes of break or 30 minutes of break. So fatigue study determines that how many breaks should be given and what should be the frequency, right? A person is bound to feel tired if he works for long without intervals. In such case, the person won't be able to work with full capacity. The rest interval will enable workers to regain their lost stamina, thereby avoiding accidents, rejections, and industrial sickness. So these were the 4 kind of studies. Now coming to differential piece weight system. This system links wages and productivity. Suppose you hire 2 people, okay, at the same salary. Now, person A is giving you more output as compared to person B, right? So, don't you feel that who is giving you more output deserves more money? So, this is what Taylor suggested. So this system links wages and productivity. The standard output per day is established and the 2 piece rates are used. Higher for those who achieve up to and more than standard output, that is efficient workers, and lower for inefficient and slow workers. If they are not doing the expected job, why should be they paid equally to the person who is doing more work? Efficient workers will be rewarded and inefficient will be motivated to improve their performance. Okay, this guy is getting better now because he's producing more. Let me also try. He'll also get motivated, right? So this is differential piece weight system. And this was the last technique which Taylor gave. I hope you have understood. Thank you and read your textbook for the content covered today.